Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dice Commando YouTube channel. I'm Andrew, with you here as always. This is the Commando Cast, a video cast about all things Star Wars Destiny. This video and others like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. Please show your support with a like and subscribe, and be sure to hit the bell notification icon so you don't miss any new videos. If you want to get involved with the channel, consider becoming a channel member. There are many benefits to channel membership, including access to our Discord, exclusive deck tech and strategy videos, and the opportunity to help create channel content. I want to sincerely thank all our channel members, as I truly couldn't do this without your support. You guys rock. Go Commando. Hello everyone, welcome to Dice Commando and the Commando Cast. I'm Andrew with you here as always, here today to discuss some balance and quality of life changes for Phase 1 of Destiny Smash. Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again today. Very excited about the reception to Destiny Smash. It's been great. I've had a ton of people reach out. I've seen a lot of chatter, even not involving us on the various boards, and it's really been great. Myself and my team put a lot of effort into making this happen, and it's really fantastic that it's been well received, and we can't wait to bring you the next phase when it's ready and in due time. So today, like I said, I'm here to talk about a couple changes, two balance changes, and really four quality of life changes. That's really the best way to call it. The first quality of life change, perhaps the most requested item I've seen so far, is a pull list, and I want to give three individuals a shout out in no particular order here, but they kind of collectively and independently, and anyway, these guys made it happen. So Clinton Bollinger, Paul Wallace, and Tim Siddharth, they basically worked together and went off each other's posts, and we have a pull list now, right? That was one of the more requested items was, hey, Andrew, what's the list of all the cards I need? And I was like, well, I don't know, just go pull them, right? But these guys went through and they counted them all up. They made a publishable list, and I've included that list now in the updated Smash document that is in the description. So there's now a full pull list, so you can just go through your collection, pull it out, sleeve them all up, and go from there. So thank you, gentlemen, for making that happen. We'll make sure that Phase 2 has a pull list so that we don't have to go through that again. So thank you again. All right, so going through the balance changes. Now, this isn't something I took lightly, but we've pretty consistently seen a couple decks rise to the top. Now, I do want to address there's no way that every single deck is going to be balanced with every single other deck, right? There's always going to be a best deck, and if we lop off the best deck, we might be looking at a new best deck, right? However, the balance changes that we're addressing in today's update were really standing far and above, way better than not only we thought they would be, but way better than really we're comfortable with being in the format. So the first balance change is Dr. Aphra. So what we're doing is I'm removing the assassin droid from her list. Now, the reason I'm doing that is two reasons. First, if you look at her list, previously to this, she had more dice than any other characters did, by one on the second most. And when you consider the fact that her dice are supports and they stay in play, so knocking out a character doesn't necessarily make an impact, those become more valuable dice. Furthermore, the assassin droid himself is really, really brutal in this format. I mean, whenever his die rolls in, he pings for a damage. Guaranteed damage in this format is really strong. I mean, in any limited format, it's pretty strong. So those two things combined, I think it makes a lot of sense to drop the assassin droid. What I am backfilling that with is Vandalize. Vandalize in of itself is a really great card in this format. Trade 2 dice for basically any support. Not a bad deal, right? So that's the change there with Aphra. We hope it brings her down. Again, we're not fundamentally changing Aphra or much in her deck. We're just bringing her power curve down just a little bit to make her more fair. The next change is Poe 2. Poe 2 has displayed himself as a very desirable partner. I think he remains a desirable partner with that 2 focus and his special, which lets him flip red dice, or which him flips dice, excuse me. He's still a very strong character, but what we were seeing was the Poe, Black 1, and BB-8 combo was just too good, too consistent to get multiple ping damages out, and it's just too good in this format. So while it feels bad to not have BB-8 in a Poe deck from a pure theme standpoint, that's what we have to do. So I'm removing BB-8 from Poe's deck, and I'm backfilling it though with the R2 Astromech. So I think this is a good trade because R2 Astromech brings a mod, and it kind of allows you to get that reset in, but it costs you a little more, right? So it's kind of the same concept, but it's far less efficient. So my hope is that this will just keep him in the same vein, but just down curve him just a little to make it less, basically less easy to keep rolling that die in over and over and over again if you have BB-8 on the special. Okay, so those are the two balance changes. So going into the 3 quality of life, I think is really the best way to call it, quality of life changes. The first one is in Tarful's deck. Now, I've gone on record saying Tarful wasn't performing as well as I thought he would. I thought he's going to be really strong. We have seen consistently that the characters like Iden and Poe with the 2 focus are very strong. But Tarful wasn't doing as much as I thought. However, I've been playing a lot of games with him or against him, and there's a problem when Dex's Diner hits the table, in that he has so much health, and Dex's Diner can do the healing. I mean, healing 2 damage every round off of a guy that is getting a bonus of hitting you for +1 on both of his dice. It's really good, right? I mean, in this limited format, Tarful being able to hit for +1 is really strong when he has a lot of damage, but then you can keep him in that range forever. And basically, it's not that it was too strong, it's just that it created a lot of feel-bad moments where you knew 4 rounds out that you were going to lose, and you just kind of had to keep throwing yourself against a wall knowing you were still going to lose. And this is basically just an NPE move. So what I'm doing is I've replaced I've replaced it with Suppressive Fire. So Dex's Diner's gone, Suppressive Fire's in, gives him a little more removal, but it should create less feel-bad moments, and it should hopefully round him out a little better to where it just doesn't feel like a lost game 10 minutes into the game. Next one is from a quality of life standpoint, and this one's a little backstory here. This one's on me. So Neiman Mastery is a 3 of. There are 3 copies of Neiman Mastery across Phase 1. Now, Neiman Mastery is a funny card because it is one of the more expensive legendaries still in Star Wars Destiny. Amy and I, interestingly, we only had 2 of them for the longest time, but yet we had Neiman in all of our decks, or many of our decks. And it wasn't a big deal because of this guy right here, the Neiman Mastery Full Art promo that came out for Spark of Hope kit. So we had a whole bunch of these. We would just play the promos in. Remember, because it's a form, you would rarely have more than 1 die on the table. So between the 2 of us with our 2 dice, we could have it all over. So in my head, even though this was a hard to get legendary, in my head that was a common one, so it didn't flag as a problem. However, what we're seeing, a lot of people have contacted me and they're like, hey, I can't get 3 of these, what should I replace it with? Which is completely reasonable, right? So that's the quality of life changes. We're backing off one of the Neimans, so there will only be 2 decks with Neiman, which makes it a little more achievable from a collection standpoint. So when I went through and I looked at the decks that had Neiman, the most logical one to change was Rey. She's very themed. Anyway, she has Shoto in there. She's very themed on sticks. And Neiman's good in there. It's great in there. But she can live without it, whereas it's more crucial to the other 2 that have it. So what I've done is I've replaced Neiman Mastery with Rey Staff, which is like a 10-cent rare. Very good rare from Awakenings, right? Stick, 3 stick for 1, removal. It's a great card. And I think it fits a little more with her theme. So that should just make the full list. It should make it a little easier for the average person to complete the full set of Smash. So that was the logic behind that change. The last change is somewhat of balance, I guess. But Farm Boy Luke he's the worst one. Like in many cases, Farm Boy Luke feels like you're just sitting down and losing. And it's not that Farm Boy Luke himself is bad. Right, he's got 50% damage, a 1, a 2, and a 1, but it's kind of hard with him being blue, and because right, you're not necessarily pairing him up with who you want to, right, like in Constructed. sometimes it can be hard to pair his dice with other things, right? He inevitably has sticks on the table and he rolls guns or whatever it may be. And then you combine that with the fact that his power action is just really not great. Luke's in a bad spot. So what we needed to do was focus a little bit, and shout out to Wyatt. Wyatt really helped me brainstorm. Wyatt from Dice Failure helped me brainstorm and how we could try to make this better. So what we came up with, we're making 2 changes to the Luke deck. We are swapping out Force Training for Ezra's lightsaber. So yes, that's less thematic, but the hope is that Ezra's lightsaber, it's got the 1 gun, the 2 melee, and then the special. So there are 3 things that don't necessarily need paired there. Plus it has redeploy, so it basically the redeploy just helps you, right? And if you actually look at Luke's, there are 3 cards in there with redeploy, so he's actually a pretty strong upgrade deck, even though he's almost bringing the deck more so than himself. And then the second change is you're dropping exchange of information for Merchant Freighter, so hopefully that'll help him kick out the resource curve a little more. So hopefully with those 2 changes, Luke won't be so blatantly bad. Hopefully he'll bring a little more to the table. So I guess that is more of a balance than a quality of life, but we considered it quality of life just so it didn't feel bad when you drew him, I guess. So either way, that is it. Now, just logistics, the set file has been updated, and so the set file and the JSON for TTS are both below. I've also gone back on the original video and updated with the same links that are below. So there shouldn't be any dead file links out there unless you've shared them with other people or posted them on some forum. I mean, I can't really help you there. But as far as the original locations, the original files, the old files are gone. These new files are the only ones in existence, and all of the official links have been updated. So I think we should be square there. So again, I'm really happy everyone's enjoying Destiny Smash. We're having a lot of fun with it. As far as Phase 2, I know a lot of people are excited about that. I am about to kick it out to my teams for full testing. I want to run a couple of the decks first, and then we're still planning on doing a release after set 12 drops from the ARH team. That's supposedly sometime in January, so we would be looking at February. Now, if they push, maybe we pull in depending on timelines, but we just want to make sure that we're not conflicting with that, because why would we waste excitement, right? So anyway, that's the plan. That's all I've got for today. Any questions, comments, please leave them below. And if nothing else, guys, go Commando.